Going on, y'all? I'm about to start the controversy show. It's 8:02, so y'all know how I do. Before I get down, I tag people in, invite them to join the conversation. Tonight, I'm featuring, as far as the music, I'm featuring the legendary icon in the ballroom community, Mr. Jay Blonick himself. He has a couple of actually music projects. The one that we're listening to tonight is called "I Don't Like You," and the music is primarily for the ballroom community. It's kind of techno oriented or whatever, but just want to let you know this project was created through a grant from the AIDS Education Department, and I'm using it as an example for one to let people know that anything can be done. People, the service providers, and educators and advocates are doing every way that they can to reach people about AIDS prevention. As y'all know, June is AIDS Education Month, and so we are doing everything that we can to get the message out about the latest news and trends in HIV prevention and education. Also, too, the reason why I want to do it, I want to highlight Jay Blonick's music, is because on this CD in particular, Jay Blonick has a lot of collaborative songs on here with My House Father, Alvernian Prestige, and in the ballroom community, Jay Blonick and Alvernian Prestige, the House of Blonick and the House of Prestige are brother houses. We support each other. And so we've always done that for years. And now that Jay is the executive director of the Colors Organization, and I am the executive director of the House of Prestige LLC, um, we made our two houses and member leaders in our two houses made an announcement, made a collaborative promise today that I'm going to tell y'all about later on the show. So just listen to the ballroom music, listen to the music, listen to the beats as I tag people in. Y'all know the deal. Y'all know how we do. So I'm getting ready to invite people in. So y'all take a listen to house music, Jay Blonick, "I Don't Like You" CD. Tag some people in.
Miss Sting. The Sonic's in the room. I'm thinking Sonic. Okay.
Wait, there we go. I'm just tagging some people in, y'all. Hold on. Oh, that's on purpose. That's not me.
Be the generation that ends the AIDS epidemic by supporting HIV vaccine research.
Okay.
Look at the runway, look at the strut. Look at the runway, look at the strut.
Here we
Look
go.
at the runway, look at the strut. Runway,
I think that's where we at. I'm gonna go with that.
runway,
All right. Okay. I don't like to take up too much time. Y'all know I try to promote anybody's music that I can. to make sure everybody has an opportunity to be heard and put their music out there. If you have someone or you have an artist or you want to be featured on my show, please send in your music. We take all kinds of music. I want to support as many Black people of color that I can, and whatever we're trying to do as we try to survive out here, keep our head above water. So welcome to the Controversy Show. I am your host, Father Reno Prestige, founder of the House of Prestige LLC. As you can see behind me, usually I have my t-shirt on, but I don't need that because I got the logo now. Thank you very much. It's called Growth. I want to thank y'all for participating and thank y'all for watching. Also thank y'all for all of the messages that you've been sending me, and the well wishes and the prayers that you've been sending me regarding my my recent health diagnosis. I appreciate the love. I really do. Please don't forget, hit us up on the website, www.thehouseofprestigellc.com. Send us your information, log into our mailing list, get on our mailing list, and everybody that participates and signs up on the website, on the YouTube channel, just hit me up. Or if you participate in our show, you will receive an exclusive House of Prestige executive pen of your choice. This is a very nice pen. We got all different kinds of colors. Our motto and our logo is on it, and you can use it for your cell phone or your touch screens. So we got the red is going. A lot of people like the red, as it seems. The red is going well. I'm gonna try to get some other colors the next time I order these. We got red, we got green, we got blue, we have gray, and we have the magic powerful purple. So also really quick while I'm doing that, y'all know I always start off the show plugging my sponsors and plugging our products. We have the House of Prestige executive pens. If you really want to do business, do it the Prestige way. Also available to everyone. Now you can hit me up if you're interested in purchasing the first volume of my book, Making Mr. Right, Memoirs of a Black Female to Male Transsexual. This is $10 without the autograph, $15 with the autograph. Shipping and handling is included. All you got to do if you want to purchase these or any of our products, you can hit me up. I'll give you that information in a second. We have Cash App, so it's easier said than done. And lastly, of course, we have our House of Prestige t-shirt, You're in a Hero Awaits, which has our logo and our information, our contact information on the front of it. And we do have a new design that doesn't have all of our information on the front. It has it on the back as well. So you have a choice of what's that? One size fits all, extra large, y'all. And if y'all interested in any of those products, please feel free to hit me up on one of my social medias, Reno Prestige on Facebook, Reno Prestige on Twitter, Reno Prestige on Instagram, or hit us up on the website and leave your information, www.thehouseofprestigellc.com. Want to give a couple of shout outs to our sponsors right now. As you all know, we are participating in the Doing It Well Sex Education Series, which is being hosted at the Nicetown Community Development Center. We have extended the signups for that because we didn't have a full class as of yet. We did have some young people show up, and I'm grateful to those young people, but we need a full class in order to proceed. So if you know anybody between the ages of 12 and 18 that may need a little bit more guidance on the sexuality tip, and need some more information to help them prevent. Hello, Vincine. Welcome to the show, Mama. To help them prevent any STDs while they're out there being sexually active, or if they're not being sexually active and want some information before they start being sexually active, please send them to our class, 4300 Germantown Avenue, Philadelphia, PA 19144. That's the Nicetown Community Development Center, and we're going to open up the classes. Hopefully, we'll get started and we'll have enough kids signed up by March the 15th. That's the date that we're looking to try to get more kids involved again and signed up. We're working right now. Oh, if you know anybody that's interested in volunteering to help the youth, it's a volunteer position now. Trust me and believe me, I don't believe in wasting people's time. You volunteer for us now, it's going to put you in a position that when we start getting monies to pay our volunteers, you'll be right in line. So if you're interested in working with, we need people to come and help us out with these youth. We're adopting the Steel School out there in Germantown Avenue. And trust me when I tell you, we need some adult help over there with those kids. We really do. So if you guys know anybody that needs to volunteer, if you doing some credits, you need an internship, if you got a little time on your hands and you're interested in helping mentor one of these children in the Germantown area, please, please, please contact me. Contact me via any means necessary. All of my social medias, you can email me, renoprestige16@gmail.com, or you can call me. You can directly call me on my cell phone, 215-487-5293. I really, really, really need us to step up and help with these kids. These kids are facing issues that I thought it was tough when I was coming up. These kids need some help and some love and some support. I'm not asking you to be their parents, but I'm just asking you to be a shoulder to cry on and an ear to listen. These kids need a lot of help, and these are young kids. These are young kids. And I mean, just take it. I mean, I'm going to get a little bit off of track, but really on track. Just take a moment to think about the effects of mass incarceration, the drug epidemic, the opioid epidemic, the drug epidemic, mental illness, poverty has on these kids and it has on their parents. And so if it's having that effect, that negative effect, and that deeply rooted effect on their parents, you kind of imagine it's being dumped down on them too, and they're just kids. So please, y'all, if y'all have any time, 2 hours for one day a week, I don't care what kind of time you got, we will work it out. We will take it because we need some help with these kids. I didn't realize that we needed as much help as we do. So thank you. Thank God for all of the efforts of the people. Sister Majida over there at the Nicetown Community Development Center, Nihal, Idris, Dane Coffer, and all of those people over there volunteering and working for Nicetown Community Development Center, 4300 Germantown Avenue. Hit us up, y'all. We really, really, really need some help. Also, I want to give a shout out to, as I mentioned earlier, the Colors Organization, Jay Blahnik, and also the House of Manolo Blahnik over there, and their mother right now, Miss Lady Blahnik, who we all know and love as Lady Nasty, formerly of Libations fame, as I am as well. You all know Lady. We grew up with Lady. Lady is an intricate part of our community and our lives, and I'm grateful for what she's doing, not only as in her profession, but also what she's doing socially, running as the mother of the House of Manolo Blahnik up there, and I'm grateful to her for meeting with me today and agreeing to work on this project together. Another collaboration between Prestige and Blahnik. So I'm very, very grateful for that. I'm gonna tell you all about that in a little while. I just wanted to also, shout out my sponsors or my partners. Big shout outs to my partner over there in Chicago, Erica Sonette, Word of Mouth Chicago, and Word of Mouth Chicago is having Chicago Pride is having a fashion week coming up in April. So they're accepting model calls right now and looking for people right now who's interested in that. So hit Word of Mouth Chicago up on your Facebook, hit them up on their website, and get more information. They are also having a bunch of parties and getting ready for our Philly versus Chicago Lesbi Dom basketball game. And that's going to be a charity basketball game that's going to raise money for not only the agencies here in Philadelphia that are reaching out to the lesbian community, but also in Chicago. And hopefully by the time our Pride comes around, which is in June, we'll have it all set up for Chicago to come to Philadelphia, and we're going to play this charity basketball game. All right. And then we're going to go to Chicago and whip them at their own home state and play another basketball game. So if you're interested in that, we're looking for coaches. We're looking for referees. And we also looking for more sponsors to help us get the team going. Big shout outs to Stark International, C. Morrison, and Business Sandbox over there for being a sponsor and sponsoring the water and the energy drinks for that event. Okay. What I wanted to talk to you about, that's all my sponsors. Did I reach all of my sponsors? Yes, I think I did. What I wanted to talk to you about, guys, was the topic for today is, do you really have to fake it to make it? That seems to be the new anthem for the LGBT community. And I don't understand why we are doing this fake it to make it. Like, where did this mentality come from? Why is everybody talking about fake it to make it? Before the Jussie Smollett incident blew up on Facebook, as I went through my social media conversations and I'm looking and I'm and reviewing topics for the show, I see a lot of people in our community talking about they had to fake it to make it. There's been several conversations on this topic, and with regards to relationships, and I didn't understand what that meant. Now, from my experience, and you guys talk back to me, the live chat is open. In my experience, when you say you fake it till you make it, that for me implies something about knowledge and my ability to carry out a particular work task or a particular job. Fake it till you make it. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm going to act like I know what I'm doing in order to get the job done, or in order to get the salary or something like that. That's where that type of deception comes from, as far as I'm concerned. I never would have thought that that level of deception, which isn't really even a level of deception in my book. When I think about it according to in the terms of career, or in the terms of my ability to carry out a certain task, I didn't think of it as a deception. I thought of it as a way to maneuver to survive, like a survival technique. But I didn't think that hey, Erica, thanks for tuning in. Just shouted out your fashion week. Anyway, I didn't think that the fake it till you make it had anything to do with relationships. So when I heard this being discussed on several pages of people that I, am friends with on Facebook and other social media platforms, I'm like, are people deliberately lying to each other? Like, do we have to lie in order to get involved in a relationship now? Isn't that the same as catfishing? Where you lying about, who you are and what you do and what you're about in order to get somebody? But here's my question. If you lie to get them, then when you get them and the truth comes out, what happens after that? Like, what is the end result after that? And forgive me, because I believe that when it comes to dealing with somebody and being intimate with somebody, especially being sexual with somebody, because you can have intimacy without sexuality, and you can have sexuality without intimacy. But if I am going to be intimate and share my body with somebody and call them my boo or my boo thing or whatever whatever people are saying today to call the people that they deal with, it sounds like catfishing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not sure if it's catfishing, or where did this fake it till you make it thing come from. So what happens then? So you pretending to be somebody. What's that site that they have? My friend just went through this. Plenty of Fish. So you're on Plenty of Fish, just hypothetical, and you're lying about who you are and what you have and what you about. And then somebody, based on that lie, gets involved with you or whatever. And then now you got this whole thing that you got to put together if y'all ever meet face to face. What if you can't live up to that lie? Is it you met some dope fried what? DS? I can't see that. I can't see that, Erica. You met some dope Friday? I don't know what FRI is. But is that like, how do you bounce back from that if you tell a lie from the gate and then they find out that, oh, dope friends, okay, Off of Plenty of Fish. Okay, well, cool. I mean, I'm not down in it. I've never been on it. I'm not down in it. I just know that one of my friends contacted me and they had asked me about someone, and I mentioned this on the show actually when I was on the radio station. So they asked me about this young lady that they supposed to have met on this site, this Plenty of Fish, and the person wasn't what they said they was. And so now they come to me, man, how should I react? I don't know how you should react. I wasn't the one that got lied to, but I personally can't stand nobody to lie to me. Like, and then you lying from the gate. So what is the point of that? Like, what's the point of faking it till you make it? As if the people ain't gonna never find out that you're lying. Like, that's the part that I don't understand. You can't keep a lie up forever. A lie has to be met with another lie and another lie and another lie, and then eventually you're gonna either forget or run out of lies to tell. Like, so I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? Vincent, you want to come on camera? It looks like it says you want to come on camera. Okay, I'm not sure. It looks like you say you want to come on camera. If you want to come on camera, I'll bring you on. But I don't understand that. And so now with everyone talking about fake it till you make it to get what you want, isn't that manipulation? Like, are we actively now in our community, are we actively saying that it's better, like if we want to get somebody for whatever reason, it's better to lie to them first from the door? Is that what we're pushing? Is that what we're promoting? So as bad as everything is for us, we are intentionally sending out the message to go out and lie to somebody that you want to start a relationship with? That doesn't make any sense to me. That makes absolutely no sense to me. And if y'all know what I'm talking about, or you disagree or you agree, let me know. Talk to me. Let me know what's going on, because am I that out of touch with, and maybe my standards are, my standards are too much. I'm very transparent. I'm from the gate. I tell you what you need to know. And that way you can make a clear, conscious choice whether or not you want to deal with me or not. Because I come with a lot of other stuff. So me lying about me is not even going to happen, because you got to be strong to deal with me. I'm a person. I'm a personality. I'm going to tell you that from the gate. So I just don't understand it. I wanted to talk about that just a little bit, because I seem to see a lot of people in our community saying that it's okay to lie and it's okay to catfish. And if you want to get something from somebody, you got to lie to them first. If that is the message that we're pushing, then I'm in the wrong community. I'm in the wrong community. It doesn't, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, Vincent, but I'm gonna just say this, right? When I was younger, coming up, our elders, and yeah, I'm saying our elders because I'm 46. So people that were out before me, they treated us with respect, they treated us with dignity, and they didn't take advantage of us. So they didn't lie to us. They told us the truth, and they protected us because we were green out there. Vincent Morris included. When I was young and playing basketball and had crush on a lot of older women, you know what they told me? You're too young. Now, we can be friends, but I can't deal with you. You're too young. And they did not take advantage of me. And I extended that same courtesy to the young girls that came after me that wanted to deal with me and had their little crushes on me. It's the same thing. And you know what? I still have respect and relationships with the ones that did it for me, and the ones that I did it for still have respect and relationships with me. Lady Blahnik being one of them. Okay. And now look at the relationships we have. You have long-lasting, meaningful, loving relationships that don't have to be sexual. Like, and so if that's the problem, if that right there is a problem, then I'm a problematic motherfucker, because yeah, you still get told you too young. Yeah, and it's not well, you are kind of young there, Erica, but it's not about trying to hurt somebody's feeling or anything. It's about having integrity, and it's about having a certain level of ethics and respect about yourself. Like, that's integrity. That's internal. You don't want to be out here taking advantage of people and everything, and then people will call you a dog and all kinds of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that I'm talking about. Like, am I wrong in saying that? Is that too much of a thing? Or do younger people now? It's like, are you glutton for the punishment? Like, uh do you want to invite all of that negativity and that drama into your life and say, well, yeah, lie to me? Or are you the type of person to tell a lie and then have that person, or they lying, let me say, that the person is lying, that the person is not what they say they are, but because they told you that lie, you're going to make them live up to that lie or try to live up to that lie? For example, a lot of butchers like, and I'm saying it from my perspective because I am a butcher. So a lot of butchers like to play the role like they got a lot of money. And it's just not the case, right? So if you're trying to play the role like you got a lot of money, and I know you don't, but you trying to talk to me, I'm gonna let you play the role, and then now I'm gonna you're gonna show me that you got all this money that you don't have, but you're gonna struggle to get anyway because that's the lie that you told. Like, is that the deal? And I need some girls on here to answer this for me, right? I need to know, like, is that the deal? Like, okay, I know you don't got the money, but since you want to fraud like you got the money, and then I want this and I want that and I want that and I want this, and you got to get it to me because that's the lie that you told. Like, is that what people are doing these days? Like, I don't know. So I don't understand that fake it till you make it thing. And the other thing is, I also heard about this through, I don't do that. I don't nerf. What's nerf? Y'all in this Chicago language, boy, you gotta bring me up to speed. What's nerf? I don't need. Oh, you don't need. Okay. No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, is it real? Now I'm gonna take it off of relationships for a minute, even though that's what kind of confused me because I didn't understand it. But now I'm gonna bring it to another area that I heard it, which was with this whole Jussie Smollett thing, right? And with the whole, like, I don't even understand how the two can come together and how somebody could say that he was trying to fake it, fake the attention and fake the attack. He was trying to fake the attack so that he could get some notoriety on being attacked and be associated with like victimized. Fake it till you make it. So he was going to fake that he was a victim in order to become a victim. Why would you want to become a victim? And anybody that has ever actually been a victim of a hate crime, that's not nothing to play with. Like, that's not nothing that I'm going to strive to be. I don't want to be a victim of a hate crime, especially since I've been a victim of a hate crime. So why would I want to do that? And it would take somebody that's just like people who've never been to jail glorifying jail. Makes no sense. People who've never been to jail, it's easy for them to glorify jail because they listening to what some person who probably ain't never been to jail said. But if you ask anybody that has actually been in prison, they're not glorifying that. Like, a lot of people at one point, this Jussie thing is crazy. A lot of things don't add up. Yeah, you know what? This Jussie thing, right? Immediately, I knew that was a cry for help, and I can understand it. And here's the reason why I understand it as a cry for help, because I suffer with depression. I struggle with depression all the time. Everybody knows this. It's no secret. My struggles are no secret to nobody. That's why I took the power back and put them out there on public. So I suffer with this depression. So it's easy for me to recognize what he was thinking and the whole thought process and the whole pattern when you start cycling into a depression. And here it is. Someone said when I was having this conversation on Facebook, said to me, as a matter of fact, it was my aunt who said to me, you would never think that he would do that because he has everything. But that's right. That right there, when it seems and it appears that everything is going great and the world is fantastic and it's nothing for me to be worried about and I shouldn't have any problems, that's when your mental illness strikes the hardest because everything is seemingly going well. Your disease will tell you, your mental disease will tell you that you're going to lose this. Like, it's just like having you seen the thing where they had an angel on this side and the devil on this side on your shoulders, your two consciousness, if you've seen that before, and then the devil is in your ear, this ain't gonna last forever. You're not ready. What if this ends today? You didn't prepare for this and you didn't prepare for that. And it starts telling you all the things, the negativities just start feeding in your ear, and they start feeding in your ear and start penetrating. And then you start panicking because now you've listened to it. You gave it an ear, you listened to it. So now the angel side, the good side, the optimistic side is cut off. It's cut off. You don't even hear that no more. It's not a struggle anymore because now the negativity has your ear, right? I'm trying to explain this the best way I can. The negativity has your ear, and so now you're listening to it, and all you hear is bad, bad, destroy, destroy, sabotage, sabotage. That's all you hear. So if you follow that and if you listen to that, then you start your stinking thinking. Now your thinking has been distorted. We call it stinking thinking. So now your stinking thinking has got you thinking, I need to do something to fix it before it all goes away. Like I need to do something crazy and outrageous to keep me in the spotlight so that I don't lose my fame. Because if I don't do something, I'm getting ready to lose it and I'm gonna be gone. This is what your thinking says. And this is the only way that I can explain why this brother did that. Because I would have done it. Like I see myself being in that position, in the position that he's in right now with the show, when the ratings and it's getting ready going to its last season and nobody really checking out Empire no more. And then it's not really gonna be no Empire music because, so now I'm not singing, I'm not acting, I'm not on TV. I didn't prepare. These are hypotheticals. I didn't prepare for what's going to happen after this show. So I'm unprepared. Oh no, I can't. I'm panicking now because I'm listening to the negativity and I have to keep it going. So let me make this up and get people on my side and put some publicity on it. And then they'll buy my music more and they'll support me more and I'll be on TV more and everything will be okay. So I'm going to sabotage what I got going on right now to save it and make sure I don't fall out of the spotlight, and then everything's going to be okay. If you think, and this is what we do, this is how depression sets in. These are the thoughts that we have. I think I'm going to, if I got something going that's good, if I mess it up now, it'll save me from it being messed up later. And it makes no sense. And that's why it's called a mental illness. It makes no sense. And I'm sharing this with you. And well, Reno, how could you think that? Yeah, I've been there. I already been there. At the height of my popularity on screen. At the height of my reality show popularity on screen. Because I've been very popular in other aspects of my life. Thank you, Lord. But at the very height of that television popularity, right? And when people stopped, when Wendy Williams and Queen Latifah and all of them stopped calling me and stopped asking me to be on their show, and No Maury and when all of that stopped and it started going down and the money started, I was splurging for a minute. Then the money started going down. The thoughts came in my head. This was before I even knew I had a diagnosis, right? You saying, or he was set up? Okay, he could have been set up. I wasn't there. I don't know. All I know is if he was set up, he played some part in it. You got to admit that, Erica, because he sent messages. He sent text messages to these guys. That's the part. He participated in it. Now, who knows to what extent? But we don't know. But the fact of the matter is, he did participate in his own demise. That is called self-sabotage. Either way you look at it, no matter where he was along the side of it, no matter how much it did, the fact of the matter is, there is evidence that he, Jussie Smollett, did at some point cooperate and communicate with these two guys about this whole scenario in some form or fashion. He communicated with them regarding this incident. So that's self-sabotage. So of course I'm just speculating. I don't know if this is what went through his head. I just know how it went through my head, and I'm putting myself and being empathetic with him and praying for him, because this is another form of mental illness that people just don't talk about. And he's black. So the black culture do not want to talk about mental illness, just like they don't want to talk about incest, just like they don't want to talk about male sexual abuse. It's just something that you don't talk about it. And as a matter of fact, on the Ricky Smiley show, the comedian Monique was talking about that today with the whole R. Kelly situation and with the whole Oscar situation, right? And versus the NAACP. We still have it in our heads that some things are supposed to stay. What happened in this house, stay in the house. And we still have it in our heads that some things we are not supposed to talk about. We don't talk about Uncle Joe who keeps sneaking in the little kid's room after. We don't talk about him. We don't talk about the fact that daddy is sleeping with his daughters. We don't talk about it. And because we throw it to the back burner and put it in our culture, this is something that all black people do. We know it. We know it. Now, what you saying? I feel they catfished him and he made shit worse by not being completely truthful. Oh, so you're saying that you believe that he was a victim of supposed to be on some date with these guys and they set him up? Because the black male community, they do that. They're very free with their exploits. They just are. I mean, I can say that as an HIV and STD prevention educator, that the practices of men who sleep with men are very promiscuous and very risky. I can say that on the most honest and professional level. And so that's your opinion. You think he was catfished and his ass was on a stroll at 2 a.m. in a bitter cold in Chicago. Well, now that's a contradiction. That's a contradiction. Because if he was on the stroll, if you on the stroll, first of all, you ain't walking. That's number one. If you trying to cruise, you ain't walking. You cruising because you picking up something for sale, some sex for sale. So you got to do it somewhere. You ain't cruising. All right. And if he was cruising, then there would be no communication with the other two guys. You see what I'm saying? If he was cruising, it just happened by happenstance, and it just happened to be, and he was cruising, and he didn't want nobody to know that he was out there cruising at 2 o'clock in the morning. If that's the case, then there wouldn't be a communication, right? Now, if he was catfished and he was out there to meet somebody and it had already been set up, then yeah, they went out there to jump him and they beat him up or whatever. I'm gonna tell you this though. Did you see those two guys? But did you see those two guys though? They're both bodybuilders. Here's the thing. They're both bodybuilders. It's the familiarity that bothers me with this case. The familiarity, because if they were in a couple of episodes of Empire. We have video footage that's out there. So they knew him. They got relationship with him. If he was catfishing or if it was a setup, right? They could have got him anywhere. They didn't have to get him on the street at 2 o'clock in the morning because he was already familiar with them. You understand what I'm saying? Dig this, right? Dig this. Now, here go the criminal mind, right? I'm tricking, okay? And we've had this conversation before. My viewers know who I am. I'm tricking, right? I'm not going, if I'm going to turn a trick, right? I'm going to invite you someplace safe, and I'm inviting you. I'm not going to be out tricking you on the street. That's crazy, especially if I already got a relationship with you, right? These two guys are big dudes, big dudes. If they roughed him up like he said they did, you see this scar I got right here? This scar right here came from me getting punched in the face by a dude that had a diamond ring on. And the diamond ring cut my face. That's a permanent scar, right? But you can tell by my scar that was from a punch. That whole joint. Even though you can see it right here, you can tell that was from a whole punch. My whole eye is blackened from that. Did you see that scar on Jussie Smollett's face? It was smaller than this. This is years old. His scar was smaller than this. Those dudes look like two fucking mountains. So if I'm going to beat you up to rob you on the hum and threaten your life, his shit would have been all lumped up and fucked up. Come on. Like, I understand giving people the benefit of the doubt. But what I also understand is a mentally ill mentality, because I have one. That's how come I understand it. I listen, I'm not guilt, innocence, I ain't got nothing to do with it. But the fact of the matter is that this could have been a cry for help. That's the way I saw it. Because why? He's having some type of psychotic breakdown in fear, because he sees that the career that he has been living these last couple of years is about to go down the drain, and it sent him in a sense of panic. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, as someone diagnosed with a mental illness. Because if I'm Jussie Smollett and I'm sitting on Empire and Empire getting ready to go down, that means no singing for me, no spotlight for me, no regular checks for me, no TV for me. I'm going down. Like, I'm going down fast. I got to do something. So he makes up this thing because he knows society is what it is. So I'm going to play the victim because I'm feeling like a victim, because my mental illness is kicking in and it has me feeling like a victim. I'm a victim to my own mental illness. But because I never got it checked out, and because I never had a chance to talk to it, and because nobody will ever admit that mental illness is a problem in the Black community and nobody wants to admit it, this is what happens. Shit out of the clear blue sky just blows up. Dumb shit that could have been avoided with a little bit of help. With a little bit of help. I've been jumped by several people at once and have no scratches or marks. Then that's good. I'm glad. I'm not glad that you got jumped, but I'm glad that you don't have any physical scars as a result of it. Moving right along. Speaking of the mental illness part, I just want to announce really quick. One of the beautiful things about being an advocate in the position that I am. Okay, Mama, we're gonna agree to disagree on this subject and move forward. I mean, because Jussie Smollett ain't giving me no money. But I just empathize with him because I recognize the mental illness signs. But speaking of mental illnesses and services that we don't take advantage of, I want to talk about really quick. You all know that I am an advocate, and I'm the only trans-identified person, even though I'm not trans. I'm the only LGBT person, QIA person that sits on the advisory board for the Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disabilities. That puts me in a unique position of power, but it also puts me at a disadvantage because, again, I am the only one in the room. So if I am going to be effective, I need you guys' help. I need you guys to show up for me. I need you guys to help me prove that we have needs outside of those people of the other persuasions that don't live in the area codes and the zip codes that we live in. All of our community is not segregated into the 19107 zip code. We have North Philly, West Philly, South Philly, Southwest Philly, Germantown, Mount Airy, and other areas of the city besides Center City. And yet all of our resources are in Center City. So that's one of the reasons why I sit on this board. I have a term of 2 years that I'm dedicated to and committed to, and I need you guys to help me. What I am proposing is that the Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disabilities, and if you don't know what that agency does and what their capacity is, please, by any and all means, look on my website, go to my YouTube channel, go back a couple of episodes, and watch those episodes and catch up on these entities and what they do, because it just would be a waste of time to keep repeating the same thing over and over again. But go back, educate yourself on these these agencies and what they do, and then you'll understand where I'm at right now. But DBH, Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disabilities, is one of the major funding sources in the city of Philadelphia for all social services in the city, drug treatments, rehabilitation centers, mental health services, community behavioral health, recovery houses, health institutes, clinics, and those things of that nature. Anything related to health education and social justice, the Department of Behavioral Health is a major funding source of those programs. Now, with that being said, I sit on the advisory board. And I want to make sure that everyone who wants the opportunity has an opportunity to improve their lives. As long as you breathe and you can improve your situation, that's my stance on it, and it doesn't matter where you are. So let me announce the Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disabilities. If you are already currently a certified peer specialist or certified recovery specialist, please, please, please come to the meeting. There is a meeting at 1515 Fairmount. Okay, you can't miss the building. There's a huge blue awning out there, 1515 Fairmount Street, the project home headquarters, every third Thursday from 3 to 5 p.m. If you already have your certification and you need help with finding placement, please, please, please go down to 1515 Fairmount Street on the third Thursday of every month from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's only 2 hours on that one day. Go down there and tell them you need help with placement. Right now, currently, people are hiring for certified peer specialists, certified recovery specialists, and the starting rates are $15.25. Please, please go and get these jobs, okay? Especially if you are of color, if you are in the LGBTQIA community, and if you identify as poverty. Please, please, please go. Please go. Please, please, please go. Now, that's for those of us that have our certifications. I'm going to announce this. If you don't have your certification, then let me tell you where the trainings are going to be so that you can get your certification. Listen, and this is my thing. You could be working now and have a job and love your job, or you could be working now and have a job and don't love your job. If you want to switch careers, people do it all the time. Switch careers and learn how to be a CPS and get your certification. Please, please, please start taking these trainings. I'm going to start announcing them. The summertime is coming. These hospitals, these healthcare agencies, these social service organizations, they need people. This getting ready to be the next hiring cycle starts in June. Please, please, please listen to me. Hear me well. Get your certifications. If you're interested in switching careers, get your certifications. You need these credentials in order to get the salaries. That's just the end of it. That's just the end of it. And you don't have to have your GED already. You need these certifications. You don't need a college degree. You don't even need a GED. You need these certifications to get this money. Okay? It's out there. It's out there. So let me tell you where. All right? One thing you need to be a certified peer specialist, you need a certificate saying that you took a storytelling training. Storytelling is a skill. It's a special skill. They teach you how to tell a story. We are Black. We've been telling stories all our lives. It's in our blood to tell stories. How do you think we got educated? Before we were allowed to read, we educated each other through stories. This is us. This is our culture. They asking us, and they're going to pay us to be us. Like you can't get no simpler than that. Okay? The next one is going to be, they had one today. The next one is going to be April the 5th. April the 5th. All right. It's going to be at 444 North 3rd Street. All right. And it's going to be at the ProAct Training Center. 444 North 3rd. That's in Old City. Down there by all the new museums, the Museum of the Revolution and all of that stuff down there, right? Please, 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 if you don't know, or you need to write it down, or you need me to text it to you, hit me up some kind of way, y'all. I will get the information to you. But they're going to teach you how to tell a story, right? Something that we already know. Why do you think they got the black people on here? This is who we are, right? April the 5th, all right, at the ProAct Training Center, and the training start at 10. It's from 10 to 3. So you're going to spend one day to learn how to properly tell a story. All right. There's certain things you need to know how to do to tell your story. But the fact that you black and it's in our culture, you got kind of an advantage on being being a effective storyteller. Now, here's another credential if you need it. If you want to be a family peer support specialist, that means you're not only supporting an individual one-on-one recovery or re-entry, people come home from prison, which is a lot of that going on, right? Or people getting off of drugs, right? What you could do is you could be a family peer support specialist. All right. What are the peer support? They take small families, single parents, mostly with kids, or one or two children, or a small unit, 2 parental figures and maybe 2 children at the most, and you become a support specialist for them. In other words, you are like one step close to being a case manager for these people. It's like a case management preparatory course. These are courses and trainings that are preparing you for careers, lucrative, important careers. The demand is high for these positions. The supply is low for these positions, meaning, please, people, please. I'm telling you from my own personal experience, still working as a health educator as my main career, we get overwhelmed because there's plenty of work to go around. Please help us. So come on out. This doesn't start until March. Okay. Now it's going to be 5 days of training. 5 days of training. Now I might have to put this up on my website because it's going to be 5 days of training. You're going to learn how to be a family support, a family peer support person. And it's from March the 4th and 5th, right? 2 days out of that week. Then it's the 11th and 12th, 2 days out of that week. I'm sorry, 11th, 12th, and 13th, 3 days out of that week. So the first week is March 4th and March 5th. All right. Then the next week is the 11th, 12th, and 13th. Those are the 5 days. The training is from 9 to 4. So you'll be there all day. All right. You have to register. You have to register at the Department of dbhids.org. dbhids.org. And don't worry, tomorrow this will be all up on my website. Just hit me up on my website, www.thehouseofprestigellc.com, and there will be a link to get you there. Okay. If anyone watching this program need help filling out the application or otherwise just any kind of help with this, please contact me. That's why I'm here. You guys have all of my socials: Reno Prestige on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Reno Prestige on YouTube channel. Okay. You guys have all my information. You got my pages on Facebook. You got my YouTube channel. You got my website. Hit me up. You have my email, renoprestige16@gmail.com. All right, let's get this money, y'all. Lastly, this is the last training I'm gonna talk about before I move on. And again, certified peer specialist. All right, the next training for a certified peer specialist is Monday, March the 4th. Monday, March the 4th is your certified peer specialist training. Okay, if you're not currently certified peer specialist and you want to be, March the 4th is the next training. It's going to be from 9 to 11 at 801 Market Street. 9 to 11 at 801 Market Street. Okay, listen, peer specialist, certified peer specialist, certified recovery specialist, mental health first aid, RAP coordinators. These are all curriculums that we take and get certified in to help people. This is what we do. People with lived experience, our buddies, our homies who we used to hang out with, who we used to play ball with, who we used to be on the corner with, who we did a bid with, all of that. right? Our friends get trained to help people that's been in our position get out. That's what this is all about. One person grabbing a hold of somebody else and helping pull them up. That's what this is about. You can't tell me we don't need this in our community. You know we do. You know we do. Now, on another note, something that's also very important in particular to our community, EMOC, Engagement of Color. Now, I hate that we have to have this conversation, but it's a real conversation. Parent, the talk. Okay, they're having this event called The Talk. Engaging Men of Color is sponsoring this. First Person Arts is sponsoring this. Department of Behavioral Health is sponsoring this. And you guys might be familiar with this. So what this is called The Talk. Is parents talking to their sons about the police. It's like a community thing. You're going to have some parents there. You're going to have some black men there. And you're going to have some black cops there. They have this thing, Philadelphia Black Officers Association, that's putting this on too and getting involved in this. Okay? Because they don't want it to be, and I'm grateful to these brothers, because it doesn't have to be a thing where we hate the police. The police don't hate us. They hate, or they might not like the things that we do if we're engaging in criminal activity. If I'm upheld in the law, why would I like somebody that's engaging in criminal activity and thinking that's okay? Of course, we're going to be on two opposite sides of the fence, but that doesn't stop them from being black men. That doesn't stop them from living in their communities, right? And I know everybody on that fuck the police type of tip. Well, I can't say that. Because when it comes to law enforcement and upholding the law and being a patriot, my family's been giving up their lives for that for years. My grandfather served in Korea. I have an uncle in Texas who's a retired sheriff. My Uncle Gene just came out of the military. So I can't say, no, we hate the police. We hate authority figures. I can't say that. What's going on, Sean? And I got a little cousin right now. Speaking of Sean, I got a little cousin right now that needs my help. So, we're gonna have this talk. Parents, their sons, and the police. This is going down on March the 7th at 6:30 at the Southwest Community Development Center. This is in conjunction with First Person Arts, who is also we've collaborated with them. Engaging Men of Color, we've collaborated with them. And Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disabilities. I already told you I sit on the board. Okay? Listen, March the 7th at 6:30. That's 6328 Pascal Avenue in Southwest Philly. The Southwest Community Development Center. An important conversation that we need to have. Okay? All right. And then, now this coming Tuesday at 4014 Walnut Street, we're going to have at 6:30, Building Brotherhood, Healing the Wounds of Trauma and Violence. I bring all of this up, healing the wounds of trauma and violence. I bring all of this up because we as a people like to say often, especially around election time, and y'all know that the candidates have been announcing for the 2020 election, right? So y'all know how we do every election time. I usually always talk politics, national politics, local politics, but we also have individual and community politics, right? And that's why I brought all of these things up, because it's not the people that's in Washington. They don't live next door to us. They got their own problems up there. But their $50,000 and $60,000, I'm sorry, that's so low. Their $100,000 salaries and all of that don't got nothing to do with us. They move far away from us. So these problems that we facing are in our community. We in this together. You know, whether we agree politically or not, we in this community together, and they trying to push us out. And if we don't fight back, or if we don't take what belongs to us, then we're going to lose it. And which means we're going to lose a part of ourselves. Right? Now, I don't know about you. A lot of people, you know, like Mr. Man Frisbee, who is going to be one of the keynote speakers at that Engaging Men of Color thing, talking to the sons and parents, sons, and cops. Like, he's going to be one of the speakers. Y'all remember Mr. Man Frisbee? If you don't remember Mr. Man Frisbee, please look him up. He's a native of North Philadelphia and an advocate. And he's doing something wonderful. And as a matter of fact, another young man just got elected as the youngest judge in the state. Mr. Tyrone, I'm sorry, I forget his last name, 27 years old, black young man, judge. So when we talk about elections and all of that, we need to be careful of who is right in our backyard. When I talk about city council, when we talk about judges and police officers, who's going to be police commissioners, who's going to be sheriffs of the town, who's going to be liaisons, community members. These law enforcement agencies have these officers, liaisons, community reps, union leaders, right? All of these people are elected into their positions. If we don't utilize our power of voting, and it doesn't have to be a mayor or a president that we voting for. We vote for judges. We vote for city council members. But if we don't know, because we don't attend none of these events, how are we going to get a piece of the pie? We don't even know the pie's in the oven. How are we going to get a piece of the pie and we don't even know the pie is in the oven? We don't even know what's baking. But you want to get a piece. We can't do it, people. We can't. So I'm asking people. I'm begging people. Get involved with us. Come on down and check us out. I'm only one person. I by myself cannot represent all of you. I need you to represent you. I can only hear your voices and make sure that it gets projected to the next level. I am only the liaison. I need you. If I don't know what you guys need and want, I can't spew it to the next level. I can't make them hear you because you're not telling me. That's why I took this seat on this advisory board. Let me advise you as to the needs of the community that you're missing. And speaking of missing, let me tell you what the task is. Here's the task for me. Here's the task. I sit on this advisory board, which means I am a small part of a group of people that make a decision as to where money should be going. Now, when I talk about money, and I just named all of these programs and these projects, these trainings are for free. You didn't hear me say it costs anything to get into any of these programs. These programs are for free. These trainings are for free. Just like the ones that I set up at the Nicetown Community Development Center for the kids for free. So which means all you got to do is show up and you get this preparatory stuff to help you get the career that you need. Now, here's the key. Here's the thing. I'm begging people to go to this, right? Because what I know, and nobody can't tell me that I can't say it because it's public knowledge. In the city of Philadelphia, there's a certain amount of money that comes through the Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disability. It comes down from Washington into Pennsylvania, and it comes from Pennsylvania into Philadelphia. And when it comes to Philadelphia, it goes to the Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disabilities. One of the major funding sources out of two. So now I sit in a position on that board to advise them as to where the monies would best be spent. Where do we need? Who's showing up? Who needs the services? We have, and I'm telling you this number, and it's the truth, and if you want to look it up, you can, because I'm only speaking the truth. $19 million. Let me say that number again. $19 million. And what is called reinvestment funds. Reinvestment funds. That means they have to. It's just like that show. I don't know if any of you ever seen it. It's an outdated movie. It's an old movie. Richard Pryor, Brewster's Millions. They have to spend that $19 million on services in the city. They have to. Because if they don't spend that 19 million in reinvestment funds, then it's going, that 19 million that comes to the city is going to go back to Washington because we don't need it. We can't use it. So it's like Brewster's Millions. Oh man, I got so much money, I don't know what to do with it. You better do something with it. And you better do something productive. So what is going on right now? On the table at our last meeting, and we have another meeting coming up next week, next Wednesday. At our last meeting, what the advisory board had to decide was, forgive me for my John keep going out on Facebook. I'm sorry. What's going on, Sean? I see you, baby. You should have my little cousin watching the show right now so he can get his butt together. So 19 million in reinvestment funds. So what that means is I'm going to be announcing shortly. I'm going to be announcing when the board opens up requests for or applications for requests for funding. What is called an RFP, a request for funding. I'm sorry, a request for proposals is RFP, but basically is an application. It's an application. You requesting, you got a budget, you put a proposal together and telling me what your program is, or telling us what your program is, and why we should give you this money to get this program off the ground. We got 19 million. The city has 19 million in reinvestment funds, which means they're going to spend it on certain things that need to be invested in. Now, let me tell you what those things are, just in case some of you are very capable. Some of you know you could put together a program, even if it's a pilot program, especially if it's a pilot program. Let me tell you what we're looking for. We are looking for the top things that came up, the top 5 things that came up as far as where are we going to invest some of this, majority of this, most of this 19 million. And the top 5 things are these categories. The number 1, no, I'm starting with number 5. The number 5 category is pre-kindergarten navigation services. Pre-kindergarten navigation services. So what does that mean? Well, that means little kids, little school age, just starting school, pre-kindergarten kids or younger. Kindergarten is what? 7 years old, something like that. So pre-kindergarten would be those 4 and 5 and 6-year-old kids. Get those 4 and 5 and 6-year-old kids into school early. Get them into some type of educational setting early and put all of our money into it. Now, people say, oh, the soda tax didn't work. And where's the money from the soda tax? I can't say the soda tax didn't work. We're sitting on 19 million. So you really can't say that. It might not be all of the money that was collected from the soda tax, but it's a nice big chunk. And you can't say that. And I'm not a Kenny fan. I am definitely not a Mayor Kenny fan. But the fact of it is, the city right now currently has 19 million in reinvestment funds that they need to find something to do with. So number 5 is give that money back to, or give the money to create citywide pre-kindergarten navigation services. I'm going to help you. We're going to set up the kids. We're going to find out what is navigation services. We're going to find places where the kids can come in at that age. We're going to try to hire staff to take care of the kids at that age. We're going to certify people. We're going to create this and create that in order to get this done. That's navigation services. We're going to take you through the whole process. That's navigation services. So that's the number 5 thing. Number 5 out of the top 5. Number 4 was it, which I happen to think is very important. Department of Behavioral Health, community liaison hubs. Community liaison hubs. So what does that mean? Well, in the city of Philadelphia, you already know that the last mayor took away recreation. He took away drama club. He took away all of these activities for the kids. But these services are still available through certain avenues. Well, through a community liaison hub, the services that are still available, we could reestablish them in certain places. Not saying that we have to build new places. No, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is the Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disabilities will take the services that they provide to an area or a community center that's already there and expand on the services that center provides. For example, just putting it into motion, House Prestige happen to have a relationship with the Martin Luther King Center. Okay, so if the community liaison hubs from DBHIDS were to be invested in, then the Martin Luther King Center will utilize some of that space for Department of Behavioral Health to run their programs. What does that mean? Well, what kind of health services do you got? Mental health services for one. Healthcare services for another. Psychiatric services for a third. So these things are, we don't need to open up new clinics. We already have clinics. But how about a safe haven for our kids who are struggling? How about a training facility to get some of these kids in these certifications, or get them off of the streets hustling where they don't have to sell water, they don't have to mow lawns, they don't have to go out here and sell drugs, they don't have to do all of that to try to eat and survive because their parents either work too much or some other reason why they're absentee parents. I don't want to say the worst, but we do have an opioid epidemic that separates parents from their children and causes neglect. That's one of the reasons why I think that these community liaison hubs is the better idea. That's why I think. And they also provide the daycare services, which is what I think, which is why I'm not against the pre-K navigation, but it's unnecessary. You put in more butter on the bread when it's already butter. You don't need that. You don't need that. Anyway, that's me. Number 3. The third idea that they want to do, the number 3 idea is invest this $19 million into mobile behavioral health treatments. What is that? What is a mobile behavioral health treatment? Health buses. Because, and the reason why this is a good idea, and I'm not knocking it because it's a truism, we don't go to the doctor. We don't go to the doctor. We don't go to the doctor. When I was working for the Pennsylvania Health Access Network, and my job was to try to enroll people that's already in rehabs and coming out of jail and the reentry and that whole thing in the city, which there's a lot of. Trying to get them to actually go to the doctor and use your medical coverage. And I can tell you the stats, 47% didn't go. And that's just of the population, the women. That was just the women. All I had was the women. All I had was the women coming home from prison that were in recovery systems. That's all. 47% of them did not go to the doctor. They did not utilize their health insurance. And why do you think we having this health coverage reform and they want us to pay? Because we're not utilizing it. Everything is connected. People don't understand how everything is so connected. So this mobile behavior health treatment, putting clinics and stuff on wheels, and we can go to them. The clinic can go to them. But it's still a matter of people getting on a bus. So that's kind of where you can make it available. And you can take the horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So that's why I'm like, maybe. And if you see a big bus pulling up, who's going to go in it? Some people go in it, but is it going to be enough to put $19 million into it? It is a good idea, though. I can't say it's not. The second most important thing, which is something else that I really, 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 really think is a good idea. This number 2 idea that we came up with as a board was to invest that $19 million into a peer institute. A peer institute? What's a peer institute? Just like I told you. For example, everybody knows that I'm an addict. An addict teaching another addict, teaching another addict, teaching another addict, teaching another addict how to recover, how to read, how to do math, how to work on a team, how to research gather, how to grow your individual capacity to keep a job. Again, friends educating friends on how to get by and how to survive. Legally, though, friends educating friends on how to support, friends educating friends on how to tell stories and make sure you leave with a positive message so that everybody can feel uplifted. Storytelling. Friends educating friends on how to stay clean. Friends educating friends on, well, listen, this machine don't work. No, this is how you do this. Let me teach you how to do this. Friends educating friends. You got a landscaping company. I want to learn how to landscape. Now I got a landscaping company. Friends helping friends. This is how you fill out your application. This is how I did it. This is how you do it. Friends helping friends. No, this is how you fill out your voters registration. Friends helping friends. Get things done. Get reacclimated into the city. You was locked up. And you was up Muncie. I was up Muncie. All right, but come on. Let's both of us go down here and learn how to read together. Peer Institute. Friends helping friends. Because the reason why that's so important, the reason why the Peer Institute is so important is because of the stigma associated with being in a position of need. What does that mean? We know the stigma associated with being in a position of need. It means I don't want to go anywhere. If I need something, if I need some help with something, I don't want to go anywhere that people are going to look down their nose at me. That's stigma. That's prejudice. I don't want to go nowhere where I'm the fly in a cup of milk. I'm the only black person there. I don't want to go. Everybody there wears suits. I ain't got no suit. I don't want to go. Everybody there got degrees. I don't have a degree. I don't want to go. Everybody there can read. I can't read. I don't want to go. Ain't nobody in there been in jail. I've been in jail. I don't want to go. You won't have that in the Peer Institute. A Peer Institute is everybody working together, been in the same situation, doing the same thing, got the same kind of background and similar. I'm not better than you. You not better than me. There's no big I's and little U's in the Peer Institute. And and I like to say it's one addict teaching another. They say in the rooms of NA, an addict helping another addict is unparalleled. Can't nothing be better than that. The only thing that's better than an addict teaching another addict and caring for another addict is a higher power intervening. That's it. Everything else is irrelevant and futile. Because it does the disease, and I don't want to get on my NA soapbox, but the disease of addiction doesn't discriminate against nobody. It doesn't matter how rich you are. Look at Lamar Odom. It doesn't matter whatever his name is. I don't know if that's a basketball player or not. I think so. Lamar Odom, Whitney Houston. Don't matter if you got money. Look how many old rich people died off of drug overdoses. So drugs don't discriminate against money. It don't discriminate against color. It don't discriminate against nothing. It don't discriminate against your political views. It don't discriminate against nothing. Neither would a Peer Institute. And that's why I think that that's important. That's why. That's the number 2. And I really think that would work. And the number one thing that the city is willing to invest this $19 million into is autism. Autism family navigation. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't have nothing against the little kids that suffer on the autism spectrum. I do not. And I'm not saying take anything away from those little children. And I will admit that, of course, that there's definitely a need for some assistance. And first of all, diagnosis, because I believe because of stigma that a lot of our children and our culture haven't even been diagnosed to see if they run along the autism spectrum. And I'm going to tell you the reasons why I believe that they should get tested is because we do so much in our culture as far as drug use and trying to cope with the miseries of being black and being poor and being in Philadelphia and all of the stress and all of the strife. We do so much to cope with that. We drink, we smoke, we do weed, whatever we do, we pop pills and Xannies and whatever, and we do it while we're pregnant. A lot of people do it while we're pregnant. And it's not just the women. The guys do it too. Because you do realize in order for the baby to come, you need the sperm to fertilize the egg, right? If that dude's sperm has got as much drugs in it as your egg, then that's why a lot of our children are born with learning disabilities and they come out slow and they have behavior problems, ADHD and all this other stuff, right? But because we don't want to be stigmatized, we don't go get our children checked out. Then the food that we feed them is not good anyway. We don't breastfeed anymore. We give them that stuff that's in a can and chemicals and everything, and it affects their growth and it affects their development. We're not feeding them fresh fruits and all of that kind of stuff. But anyway, there's a lot of contributing factors to why our children have these issues. A lot. Not all of them are coming from us biologically. They come from us environmentally as well. So I do believe that that is important. I'm not saying that it's not. I don't see why we can't split the 19 million into all 5 categories, actually. I really don't see why we just can't split it up like that. I mean, 5 is an odd number. 19 is an odd number. We should be able to easily and evenly invest in all of these things. But I am not the powers that be. Again, I'm only one person on a board of 23. So when I say it's time, I need y'all to come and show up for this. I need this. I need to show them numbers. I need to say, listen, this many people, 150 people came and signed up at this meeting. 150 people utilized this service. This service is needed. I need to say that. But if nobody shows up and I can't put a number or any type of evidence behind the things that I'm advocating for, they're not going to listen to me. I have no evidence. You hear it all the time. Evidence-based practice. Evidence-based practice. Without the evidence, there's no base. They won't even give me the money to create anything if I don't have numbers behind it. There has to be proof. There has to be an outcry. Somebody has to get mad enough. Somebody has to get concerned enough. Somebody has to show up besides me. This is the issue that I'm having. And I'm concerned. I am concerned because never before has a person in the LGBT community have been in a position of this type of power. It's a lot of pressure. But if I don't get the community behind me, and if the people don't start engaging in what I'm saying, I might as well be just another fly on the wall. A person can't be a leader if nobody's following them. And dig this. This is another thing, right? My agency that I had to start. I'm like, what's his name? Bernie Sanders. Why I say I'm like Bernie Sanders, because Bernie Sanders is a brilliant man. And he has a lot of fantastic ideas. And I think he would be a great president. But society doesn't want Bernie Sanders. They just want Bernie Sanders' ideas. They just want his brain. They don't want him. The fortunate thing is that they're connected. Same thing with me. Nobody wants to see a black LGBT person at the head of anything. They can be black. And they can even be gay. As long as it's a gay male. Y'all don't know the stuff that it's discrimination everywhere and there's stigma everywhere and I built this fucking city, as far as this social services is concerned. I told y'all plenty of times. The blueprint was on my back. But now that I'm out on my own and I'm not working for this agency or that agency, I'm not their puppet no more. They can't take my ideas and run with it like they came with it. They know that's my shit. And those same curriculums that they're using now for CHW, you see those around CHW? Yeah. Chairman for that committee. Right here. Taking outreach workers and turning them into health educators. Who wrote the curriculum? While I worked for this agency and that agency and this agency, and you don't see my name on shit. But it doesn't. You see my name here, though, don't you? You see my name here. So when you talk about me, I'm wrapping it up right now and getting back into the beginning of our broadcast, the fake it till you make it, the mental illness breakdown, and all of that, it all comes in together in the advocacy for who we are. It all comes in together for me through this episode. Because it's like I recognized the cry for help. I recognized it. I'm empathetic to it because I had that same cry. The height of my television career, I've always been a great athlete and basketball player. Thanks to my predecessors, Vincent Mars. Thank you very much for being one of the people who loved on me until I learned to love myself. Great mentor, ethical person, and one of the leaders in our community. You know what I mean? People names that y'all would never know. One of the legends in Philadelphia basketball. That was my life. And the same people that played ball with me are now running things. Mother Lady Blahnik, running things, doing the same thing. Oh, and speaking of that, running things and advocacy and getting back together, Lady Blahnik and I, and this is the collaboration that I meant to mention earlier. The House of Manoto Blahnik and Lady Blahnik and I are going to, Reno Prestige and the House of Prestige LLC are going to collaborate this June for Gay Pride, and we're going to have our first annual Philadelphia Pride basketball charity basketball game. Is going to be here, and Lady Blahnik and I are going to get that together. Yeah, Lady Blahnik and I, both of us played DBL down at Temple University. Vincent Morris was our coaches back then, one of our coaches. All right. So we both played ball down at Temple. We both came through the Developmental Basketball League. We both played basketball in college. We both got our degrees. We both in the health education field and mental health field. We both running houses right now. We both are icons. It just makes perfect natural sense. And we're both following the footsteps of our house fathers. It makes perfect natural sense. And the other thing that I need for us to understand too is when it comes to our community and we talk about these funds and mental health services and things like that, that boy getting ready to go to jail now for filing a false report because of a mental illness. Do you know that incarcerated women, especially incarcerated women of color, have 71% of the reasons why they're, first of all, women make up only 7% of the prison population. 7. Women make up only 7% of the prison population, but 66% of that 7%, 66% are there for non-violent offenses that are related to mental health. That's crazy. So I learned that from Asada Thomas today at the Institute for Community Justice. Down there is a program of Philadelphia Fight. And you all know that Philadelphia Fight is a huge partner and advocacy and supporter of the House of Prestige LLC. Listen, there's so much work that needs to be done. There's so much work that needs to be done. Please, please, please come on down, take these free training courses, get your certifications, and let us help you get a job. Not just a job, a career, a long-lasting career. There is demand right now. We need help right now. I need people to step up, come up, get these jobs, be visible for your community, and let's work together to fix our own problems. Nobody is going to come out of their community to help us fix our problems. They may have helped cause our problems. They are not going to help fix our problems. We have to fix our problems on our own. And if I can't rely on me to fix my problems, then who in the hell am I going to rely on? They talk about self-determination, self-perseverance. These spiritual principles are innate within us. They're asking us to be us and get paid for it. No, we're not rich. No, we don't got a whole lot of money. What the fuck is money going to make a difference? How is that going to help? Look at your man, Jussie. He got money and ain't help him. So, I said my piece. That was controversy for tonight. I don't believe that you got to fake it till you make it. I believe wholeheartedly and with all my heart that the best way to get something done and the best way to be is to keep it 100, keep it a beam, keep it real, be true to yourself, do unto others as others will do unto you, and all of those cliches. We have to do it for ourselves. Nobody else is going to do it for us. It's going to have to be done for us. It's going to have to be done by us. Don't forget, look at my website. Check out my website, www.thehouseofprestigellc.com, or you can hit me up on email, renoprestige16@gmail.com. Hit me up on social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I'm on all of that stuff, right? And then don't forget to watch the YouTube channel, Reno Prestige channel on YouTube as well. Listen, you guys, I appreciate your attention. I appreciate your interaction. I hope that everyone enjoyed the show and got some information from it. Please share. Send it to everybody, anybody that needs a job, that don't have a job, that wants a better job. Please let them know about all those trainings and certifications that's coming up. They are free. If you need any information and you don't have the addresses, or you missed this program and you can't repeat it, hit me up. DM me, message me, something. Just get in contact with me so that I can get back in contact with you. I thank y'all for watching my show, and I'll tune into y'all next week. Yeah, Janae.
Hey, Mom, did you get my text message?
No, I was broadcasting, honey. I didn't get your text message. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you cut my heater on?
Yeah, I'll do that. That's not a problem.
Thank you. All right. Well, Auntie, we're about to go back to Auntie's house, and then I'm gonna be on my way home. You don't have to wait up or anything, but okay.
Yeah, I got you.